Picture this: February 1959. The vast, snow-covered Ural Mountains of the Soviet Union. A team of 9 experienced hikers, all students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, sets off on a challenging skiing expedition. Their leader, Igor Dyatlov, is a seasoned adventurer, and his crew is young, disciplined, and full of life. They were the best of the best, the last people you'd ever expect to just disappear. One of their final photographs captures them smiling, full of excitement, completely unaware that they were skiing directly into one of history's most chilling and unsolvable mysteries. What happened to them on that frozen mountain would baffle investigators for decades. Stay with me as we unravel the enigma of the Dyatlov Pass incident. In the winter of 1959, 9 experienced Soviet hikers embarked on an adventure into the Ural Mountains. They were young, strong, and prepared for the harsh conditions, but they never returned. Their last campsite was on the slopes of a mountain ominously named by the local Mansi people. Call it Syakul, or Mountain of the Dead. What unfolded there has become one of history's most chilling and perplexing unsolved mysteries. That night, something terrified them so much that they sliced their tent open from the inside and fled into the sub-zero darkness without proper clothing or shoes. A brutal storm was raging, with temperatures plummeting to -30 degrees Celsius. When a search party finally reached the abandoned camp weeks later, the scene they found was both bizarre and horrifying. All the hikers' belongings, including their warm coats and boots, were still neatly inside the tent, but the hikers themselves were gone. Barefoot footprints led from the camp down towards a dense forest. The first 2 bodies were discovered under a large cedar tree. More than a kilometer away, they were dressed only in their underwear, their hands raw and burned from an apparent attempt to build a fire. 3 more bodies were then found scattered between the cedar tree and the camp. Their positions suggested they were desperately trying to crawl back to the safety of their tent before succumbing to the cold. It seemed like a tragic case of hypothermia. But the worst was yet to come. 2 agonizing months later, the remaining 4 hikers were found. They were discovered buried under 4 meters of snow in a ravine, a short distance from the cedar tree. Their injuries were catastrophic. One had a severely fractured skull. 2 others had their chests crushed with a force so powerful. A doctor compared it to a high-speed car crash. Yet, strangely, there were no external signs of a struggle or soft tissue damage. And most grotesquely, one of the women was missing her tongue, her eyes, and parts of her face. Soviet investigators were completely baffled. What could have caused these 9 seasoned hikers to panic and flee their tent? What inflicted such brutal, internal injuries? Initial theories were wild. Some whispered of an attack by the local Mansi people, but the nature of the injuries and the lack of any tracks other than the hikers ruled that out. Others pointed to a secret military weapons test, suggesting the hikers stumbled upon something they weren't supposed to see. This theory gained traction when some of the hikers' clothing was found to have traces of radiation, and witnesses reported seeing strange orange spheres in the sky that night. Could it have been a natural phenomenon? The most widely accepted official explanation, both then and now, is an avalanche in 2019. Russian authorities reopened the case and concluded that a small slab avalanche forced the hikers out of their tent. They theorized the group got lost in the darkness and storm, eventually succumbing to the elements, with the final for falling into the ravine and being crushed by the weight of the snow. But this explanation has never satisfied everyone. Critics point out that the campsite slope was not steep enough for a typical avalanche. The search party found no evidence of one. An avalanche doesn't explain why they fled in such a state of undress, why they didn't just dig out their tent, or the strange internal injuries, and what about the missing tongue? Scavengers are a possibility, but the specific nature of the wound remains a point of contention. Other theories delve into the truly bizarre, from infrasound-induced panic, a low-frequency sound that can cause intense fear, to an encounter with something not of this world. The case file was officially closed with a chillingly ambiguous conclusion: the hikers died from an unknown compelling force. For over 60 years, the Dyatlov Pass incident has haunted investigators, researchers, and armchair detectives alike. It's a story where every answer only creates more questions. 9 friends went into the mountains seeking adventure, and what they found remains a nightmare written in snow. A terrifying enigma that defies simple explanation. What do you believe happened on that frozen mountainside? Was it a freak natural event, a military cover-up, or something far stranger? Let me know your theory in the comments below, and if you're fascinated by mysteries that defy logic, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more stories that will keep you up at night. Thanks for watching.